Howdy everyone, hello and welcome to this second update video in about as many weeks. I am of course the Black Shadow, and I'm going to be using this video mainly as a series of announcements in regards to the channel and what's going to be going on for the channel for pretty much the rest of the year, and even a little bit of looking ahead beyond that as well. So we're going to crack off with a thanks to everyone who did get involved over here on Straw Poll. The poll has now closed. What will be our featured Twitch stream on the September's 25th and 26th. And the Resident Evil 0 Knife one did win by not the biggest of margins. It did a successful victory over the Resident Evil 4 handgun only run. I know the Resident Evil 0 is not everyone's favourite game. I can't sit here and say it's the strongest Resident Evils of the series at all. But it is the last classic game that I've not yet knife run, so I didn't really mind which way the poll went, which is why I put it up. I was happy to throw it to democracy and kind of see what it was, but it did get the win in the end. So again, thanks to everyone who's voted for that. In regards to Resident Evil 4's run, it's probably going to be the next run that I do. That is very, very likely, because then for Resident Evil 4, you go beyond 5, 6, whatever the hell else. So it's likely to be the next one, but it was interesting to see the vote being, it's pretty close as it was. There was definitely a few times where I thought was definitely in the lead over the course of the poll. So again, thanks everyone for the voting there. I have updated the Twitch schedule here, twitch.tv/blackshadow993 or black_shadow_993. There's links of everything in the description below. I've updated the calendar as appropriate to make up for the fact that that has been actually confirmed. So that's all well and good. I'm reminded as well, of course, that this Friday we will be streaming on Twitch with a return to the Resident Evil 3, the original run that is at least. I kind of want to go through the game and use it as an opportunity to kind of properly kind of assess, where did the remake go right? Where did it go wrong? That we can definitely say there were areas where both of those things happened for sure. I may or may not run this on the Stips. I haven't decided yet. We'll kind of see how it goes. But it should be a fairly-ish laid-back sort of stream, considering, some of the other stuff I've got to do. Next few Sundays as well, we will be streaming Resident Evil Outbreak as well on from 5 PM onwards UK time. This will be a return to the long-loved Ruffle Raffle, a handmade randomizer, which I constructed about 2-ish years ago or so, and have been using on stream every now and again. It's always a lot of fun. I have been doing a bit of testing, actually, with both that, as well as a setup for Twitch as well. I've been experimenting over the past couple of nights. I'm fairly happy with where we are, although I do need to type up a new document because I somehow managed to delete the master, although I have the master in paper, so I've just got to retype it all, which shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Plus with some adjustments, as they usually are. So that is all well and good. Now, beyond, this is all September here, and I want to talk quickly a little bit about October. I have made a mention here of what we're going to be beginning October is like a proper more, moving from Resident Evil to more of a sort of horror month, Halloween, everything, with my first ever Castlevania game I've ever played, or pretty properly, I should say. Symphony of the Night for the PlayStation 1. I expect this is going to take a couple of streams, so that'll be Friday 2nd and Friday 9th. I have already got a lot of other bits and pieces in the works at the moment. This is likely going to be followed, got this way around, by a game I've been wanting to do for a little while, and that is Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I have covered Alan Wake as well as its various DLCs in the past, a good couple of years or so ago it was now. Really enjoyed it. I put a fair amount of effort into that series as well, really trying to bring out a lot of its immersion for those watching who've never played the game. American Nightmare was not the best received, but it's something that I've wanted to do for some time. As such, I will be doing this on stream probably on the 16th of October. It's assuming that I do get Castlevania Beat in 2, and I do expect to get Castlevania Beat in 2. I would be surprised if I didn't actually manage that. On top of that as well, I say the Outbreak stuff is only going to be running for September. Once we hit October, I'm going to be changing things up as I usually do once again, and using Sundays as our kind of the more social sort of streams, not just me doing my own thing on the Friday. Sundays is an opportunity to try and bring folks in to actually partake in said streams as such. For October, at least for a few streams or so, I'm turning my attention to a game that I was suggested to by CM3, and that's a game called Unfortunate Spacemen. This is a an interesting little tile. Think of it like we did a few streams of Among Us over the course of the summer, which is, of course, a bit of a social deception game. This is kind of a bit like that, except 3D. There's a bit of killing floor in there as well, and, you know, one or two other game types as well. It's not a bad little game from what I've seen of it. It does feature a story campaign now as well, which is not too long ago recently added, as well as the multiplayer itself. I'm looking to spend probably 3 streams on this. The game is currently free to play. It is of no expense to anyone to download it and give it a spin. And it'll be very nice to kind of truck and see how this is going. I'm sorting bits and pieces out with Free and folks that he knows, as well as, you know, anyone else on the channel who'd be interested in getting involved in those streams. But this is the plan of what I want to look at doing for October. It's kind of cute. It has some quirky humor in it. It's kind of like it's hard to describe, but like there's even a bit of Halo in it as well. You know, the idea, you know, spacemen. You've been sent to, you know, places that are being horrendously overrun by an alien race called the Kumarians, except that not everyone on your team is who they think they are. Someone is a shapeshifter, and they must also be discovered and killed before things go bad. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. Right. So now on to the YouTubes and the local recordings. Just to mention that GTA4, the main game, has now finished. I did upload the final video of that, Liberty Justice, back on Sunday. As I have echoed in that video, I haven't openly enjoyed doing GTA4 more than I reckoned I would. I hadn't done everything in the game. In fact, there was a couple of missions, the assassination missions, that I didn't actually do because I knew that I didn't need to do them, and I am a little bit conscious of time. I had hoped to get this series done a few weeks earlier than I had, but that was partially knowing that this is going to be a long game. There was a couple of delays in the middle as well, which did not help. So, yeah, there's always more details to delve into this over the course of the game, and, you know, you can always do it yourself if you've never done it before. I know it's very, very entertaining. I will be, of course, as I've mentioned, doing both the DLCs. That is The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. Doing both of those DLCs. I'm yet to record any of that currently at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to record any of that today. I might not get a chance. I may not be able to do any recording for that until Thursday. So we'll kind of see how that goes in regards to that. I may not get any footage up for that probably until next week, because this weekend is a fairly busy one for me. So that is likely where we're going with that. So yeah, so expect footage for this to be coming out on Monday next week. If not, I might try and get some up earlier if I do manage or so. The hope is that both DLCs will not take horrendously long. They can do if you want to. But I am conscious of time and other things that are up and coming, which we'll talk about in a moment. Also on the side, I have been doing plenty of recording as well as uploading here with videos, both with RTK, which I'm doing alongside with Alonzo Orion, RTK 11, Ruins of the Three Kingdoms, which is proving to be a eventful series still. How I've not died yet, I don't know, but I have managed to avoid that so far, which is good. Also, we are currently uploading and playing through Croc 2, a game I've always wanted to play. I have actually recorded the entire series. I've done the whole lot. It didn't take as long as I thought it would, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So that will also be going up over the past couple of weeks or so. In fact, let me just quickly boot this up here. I will admit this upload schedule has been a little bit wonky, and I'll apologize for that. I'm trying to kind of get that back to some normality. So Croc 2 will be carrying on today, and then RTK, and we'll be getting back onto its proper scheduling. That is the plan there. So that's what the goal is. Now, beyond local recordings and beyond GTA 4 and stuff that I want to be doing, I think I have mentioned this in a few kind of closed circles. I've not actually properly announced it in detail in regards to what I want to do beyond this. I got a game recommendation, effectively, a game recommendation that I couldn't really turn down a while back, and I'm kind of finding a spot to try and get that in. And that is Parasite Eve 2. I did the first game of this series about... Ooh, goodness me. It's been a few years since I've done that one as well. It was a very, very enjoyable game. It's a series that you'd have thought I would have played before, but I hadn't. And ultimately, well, taking aside the extra stuff that you can do in Parasite Eve 2, the massive Manhattan Tower, which it took even longer than the main game, which is ridiculous, but that's kind of the way it broke out. It felt like that. I have been, looking for a spot to get hold of doing Parasite Eve 2. The plan is that I am going to be beginning this series upon the completion of GTA 4. Now, I don't know when the 2 DLCs are going to be done, so you're looking late October, November time, I suspect, and I guess I could be wrong there, but that's my rough goal, is sort of mid-October, November time, and we'll be playing through this sort of throughout all the way till the Christmas period. I'm looking forward to it. I know absolutely nothing about this game. Like, beyond nothing. I know less about this game than I did Parasite Eve 1, and I'd never played Parasite Eve 1, so there you go. But that should be good. For those of you who do not know much about the series, it's, it is kind of a sort of survival horror / RPG hybrid. It's kind of funky, to put things mildly, but I really did enjoy the first series, so we'll see how that goes along with that. Now, that is the plan. However, this is slightly subject to change as well. I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing after Croc 2 either. There's a bit of a gap there. And I'm having to kind of keep things a little bit on tabs here because I am also keeping a heavy eye. If you go to Capcom here, they've got their TGS Live coming up this month. On this, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 8. There is a news to be coming out about that on September the 27th, which ironically is right after I've done my Resident Evil 9th run. And of course, we don't know when there's going to be a planned release date for this game. I'd like to think it's a lot further down the line. However, when we got to Resident Evil Remake 3, I think they announced the game coming out like 6 to 8 weeks or something before the game came out. It was very, very late in that respect, and it kind of caught me almost off guard. So I don't know if they're going to do it again. I suspect they're going to be aiming for an earlier release date because kind of the aesthetic of the game, it's kind of wintry in that. So we'll kind of see how that goes. If they do announce it and it's earlier than planned, it's going to make things interesting because I'm going to want to play this game on release. However, for me to play this game on release, I kind of have to have already played Resident Evil 7 because it's fairly clear to me there's going to be some plot carried over from that game, as well as the style of the game is going to be similar as well. So I know I need to play for Resident Evil 7 before 8, and I know that 7 is not the shortest game in the world either. So in an ideal world, in a lovely ideal world, we'd do Parasite Eve. We'd start that, get that done maybe around the new year. Do Resident Evil 7 after that, and then probably 8 won't be too long afterwards. That's the rough plan, but yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it, is Resident Evil 7 is probably going to follow on from Parasite Eve, because I am conscious that this is coming some point, and I may have to, make some schedule changes. I might have to do some double duty of series if I need to. If I have to do Parasite Eve and Resident Evil 7 at the same time, I will do so. But I will make sure that I will get that game beat before Resident Evil 8 comes out. So some slight potential of change. We'll see how things go. Anyways, that's pretty much everything looking forward. So there are a couple of open gaps in regards to what I'm going to be doing on for streaming. The plan for this at least is say Unfortunate Spaceman probably for most of October, and then I'll be making a return to Fall Guys. Season 2 will be out towards the end of the month, which is actually looking really good, and I'm looking forward to getting back into that. And we'll kind of see how things go. Of course, there'll be other things being on the stream as well, on the stream calendar for November and December. I have no idea what that's going to be yet. We'll kind of work out as we go. And again, I don't know what I'm going to be recording after Croc 2. I would like to record something else, sort of that sort of ilk afterwards, but I don't know what that's going to be. We'll work it out. We usually do. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. As always, is cheap plug time. Yes, one more thing I need to quickly mention of as well. Yes, I did actually with the Amazon that I talked about in the last update video. We actually went and had the podcast a little bit early because of the changing of times in News Resident 8, and he ended up doing the podcast regarding the upcoming Netflix show. If you're not aware of that, you really ought to go and have a look. As well as a talk about the live action RA movies too. We had a good hour and a half worth of podcasting on that on Sunday night. It was enjoyable actually. It was something different for me to do. It's the first kind of thing I've done like that since I did something similar for Resident Evil Remake 2. With Pete, Jen, and co, which was nice and fun to do. And yeah, I look forward to do more of these in the future. We have got one coming up for Silent Hill 2 in October, which is another series that I need to make a look to return to at some point. Maybe there's something I could look to stream maybe on Twitch, like in like late October, November. I'll have to think about that. We'll see. So yeah, I will keep abreast and posting of notifications when I'm going to be featuring on more of these podcasts over on the Discord server, as well as probably on the Twitter sphere as well. So yeah, hopefully I can do more of those and enjoy myself. As always, again, you can of course keep tracking me on twitter.com at blackshow993. We have the Patreon for the channel as well at /blackshow993 if you wish to support my ongoing endeavors via there. And of course, we also have the Discord servers, link to that in the description below, which you can use for a variety of means, for gaming news, just general chat. Obviously, I keep my latest releases as well, so you can keep fully up to date of when releases come out, when YouTube decides not to tell you. I do also have, as well, here, a guide that I constructed last year for how to set up Resident Outbreak online as well. It is a step-by-step guide that many, many people have used, and pretty much all of them has worked, unless your internet provider doesn't allow the gaming via the internet that it has to do. There's a couple of providers that don't like it. It's a thing. Basically, don't have Sky. As other bits and pieces as well. So, as well as... well, I mean, we're here now, right? What do we got? Amaze me, Dinobots. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One is really heavy, the other is a little lighter. Ugh. Part of my soul just died. I was at the library and asked if they have any books on paranoia. The librarian replied, yes, they are right behind you. You know what? At least it's sort of semi-seasonal thematic, so I'm actually going to let that one slide. Anyways, thank you very much for listening. There will be no more update videos between now and next month. I don't wish to do any more. I try to keep these to a minimum, but like I say, plenty to be getting onto. And I have to, at the very least, let you know what happened with the poll at the very least. So, yeah, take care of yourselves. Hope to see you over the course of this month, which is always going to be a busy one over on the Twitch. We should have some very, very fun streams come up ahead and whatever else. And if not, then the YouTube channel with GTA, with Croc, with anything else coming up. One more thing I should make a mention of before I do end the video, just in passing. I still don't quite know when I'm going to be getting these streams uploaded to the YouTube channel. I haven't worked that out. It's possible I might, when Croc 2 finishes, I might well use that gap between that and whatever I do afterwards to get all these series uploaded onto the YouTube channel. I might end up doing that. We'll see. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you then.